Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about the kinetic chain. I think the term kinetic chain gets used a lot in baseball, but I think there's a lack of understanding as to exactly what the kinetic chain refers to and how to utilize it optimally to generate power in our swing. The term kinetic chain simply refers to the linking of all of our body parts and how we send energy through our body to create that swing. Now, there's an optimal way to do this that you're going to see amongst high-level hitters. There's also a lot of mistakes that you're going to see with hitters that's going to limit their power generation capabilities. So when we talk about the most efficient and effective way to utilize a kinetic chain, everything starts from the ground. Now, we have a couple of other videos on this topic that you guys can check out, but this is the most important step of the whole kinetic chain. This is what's going to kickstart that whole kinetic chain. So when we talk about using the ground, the best hitters in the world are going to put a lot of force into the ground. Now, the more force a hitter puts into the ground, the more potential energy they have to send up through their body and eventually into their bat to create optimal bat speed. So once a hitter's landed in that launch position and is getting that really good interaction with the ground, the body's going to start to rotate. Now, the sequence that the body rotates in is huge when we talk about the kinetic chain. So that good interaction with the ground is going to be what should kickstart the hips turning. Now, the lower body and the hips, this is where the biggest, strongest muscles in the body are. So we want to utilize those first to send energy up through our body. So once a hitter's here, those hips are going to start to turn while the upper body and hands stay back. From here, the big, strong muscles of the lower body are going to transfer all that energy into the upper body. So you're going to see hips are turning, then upper body starts to turn, arms and hands are still back. We're stretching all the muscles throughout the body. And then from here, the job of the lower body and upper body is to pull those arms and hands through to transfer all that energy from the ground and eventually into the bat head. So the order that the body fires in is a huge piece, probably the most important piece of the kinetic chain. So like we talked about, the best hitters in the world are going to first get that energy in the ground, followed by the hips rotating, followed by the upper body, which is going to pull the arms and the hands through. And that's what's going to create optimal bat speed. Now, what you're going to see with younger hitters or hitters who lack power, they're going to have more of a top-down approach, where they're going to fire from the top before they utilize that energy from the ground or the hips. So as those hitters land, those hands and arms have already committed to the baseball before they have that good ground interaction or the hips start rotating. So you'll hear coaches talk a lot about telling hitters to use their hips, use their hips. The most effective way for a hitter to get the most out of their lower body is to sequence their body correctly, making sure that they're utilizing the ground and their hips before those arms and hands commit to the baseball. So let's now take a look at a couple high-level hitters, and you can really see the order that those body parts are going to move in to create the most powerful swing possible. So let's start here with Kyle Schwarber. What I want you to notice is as that front foot lands in the ground, hips start to turn, upper body's still holding back. Lower body's going to pull the upper body through, upper body's going to pull those arms and hands through to create all that bat speed. Next up, we got Mike Trout. Same thing, as that front foot starts to land, you notice the hips start to turn, all that stretch through the upper body, lower body pulls the upper body pulls the arms and hands. Bryce Harper, as he starts to land, creates a lot of stretch, hips start to turn, upper body still back, lower body pulls the upper body pulls the arms and hands. And lastly, we have Mookie Betts here. As that stride foot lands, what I want you to notice is hips start to turn, upper body still back. Everything gets pulled through by that lower and upper body.